guys, my name is Nina. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last week I had a really long introduction because I had a lot to say before the start of that video. For this one, I just want to keep it short and quick and get straight to the point. This is the second part to my Dyatlov past incident video. If you guys are ready, let's get started with Spook Sesh. The remainder 4 bodies were found on May the 4th. If you guys remember, the expedition actually began in February, so this had been a couple months. The bodies were found 82 yards away, or 75 meters away, from the tree that I was talking about before, and they were wearing clothes from some of their other group members that were missing their clothes. Also, Dubnina's foot was found inside of Krivonishenko's wool pants, as well as Dyatlov was actually wearing Dubnina's coat and hat. It wasn't until the autopsy that they really found a lot more things that were really strange. For example, one of the group members was found to have several fractures to his skull, as well as 2 others were found to have several fractures to their chest. But there were no signs of external trauma. The doctor who was actually examining these bodies said that for a fracture to one skull as big as this one, there would have needed a force as hard as a car crash. Now, one body that did show signs of external trauma was the one of Dubnina. She was missing her tongue, her eyes, part of her lips, and a fragment of her skull bone. While some others, like Alexander Dyatlov, he showed no signs of injury at all. The main theory at the time for the police was that the group was attacked by the Mansi people, and they were the indigenous people that actually lived in the area. However, the only footprints that were left in the snow were the footprints of the people in the group. Also, none of the people in the group, like their bodies, didn't show any sign of struggle or any signs that they had acted in any sort of self-defense, which is extremely weird. Now, before I get into the theories, I'm going to talk about what the police did find as the cause of death in some of the bodies, as well as some things that they found regarding the bodies. So they found that 6 members of the group had died of hypothermia, while 3 of them had died of fatal injuries. They also found that at the time of the incident, there were no other people in that mountain other than the people in this group. They died 6 to 8 hours after their last meal. Now, this is one of the most strange ones. 3 articles of clothing that were found on 3 of the bodies were found to have been radioactive. With all that information out of the way, I think it's time that we get into some theories. So the first theory is kind of weird, doesn't have a lot of credibility, but it's a theory, so I'm going to mention it. It is the theory of the fireballs. So apparently some fireballs falling from the sky were reported on February 2nd, somewhere in the North Ural Mountains. This are believed to have been some Soviet missile tests or something like that. Now, this theory was not proposed until 30 years after the incident, and the dates have also been challenged. Maybe it didn't happen right on that date or anything like that. And there's also not a lot of things that report that the bodies were killed by a missile or a fireball. A lot of people look at it in a more supernatural way, though. A lot of people look at this theory in it being literally fireballs or something similar that we don't know what it is. Maybe possibly related to aliens or something like that, but that's a theory. Another theory, believe it or not, is of a Yeti, because the Yeti is a known tale from those areas, and I think that because people noticed that Dubnina was missing her tongue. Maybe like that had to do with a Yeti somehow. But yes, that's another theory, and it was actually aired in the Discovery Channel. I think that's where it came from in 2014, so it's actually a theory. So now another theory that I think has a little bit more substance than the other two theories that we talked about is the theory of the Karman-Portik street. So this Karman-Portik street is a phenomenon that happens that is related to infrasound waves, so sound waves that are very, very low. So basically what happens is whenever a stream of wind or gas goes around an object of a specific shape, this will cause some sound waves that are so low that they will cause some mental, psychological reaction in humans that hear it. So this could go from fatigue to nausea to who knows what else. So basically the theory suggests that it was the wind being as strong as it is in a cold mountain in North Russia. So the wind going around the mountain caused this very low frequency wave that caused them such a psychological damage or detriment to their brains that they did this. So they actually went insane and they left their tent and their supplies and everything and met their deaths in that mountain. So the last theory is of an avalanche. This kind of seems like the theory that most people like to go with. We don't know for sure whether there was an avalanche or not. I don't think that there's a way to tell, or there was at that point. But yeah, it's a good theory for a lot of stuff, like the hypothermia, them dying of hypothermia, and leaving their tent so abruptly. However, none of these theories, or at least, I guess the fireball, since it could have to do with aliens or something, that could explain the radioactivity in the clothes. Like, none of these theories, none of the more sound theories actually explain that. Like, that's just, it's so weird to me. I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know what that means. And I guess that's all that we have in this case, and it remains without an explanation to this day. So that was it. I know it's kind of frustrating because there's not a lot to go off of with this. Like, you can keep speculating and speculating, but in the end, we really don't know what happened. All that we have are their pictures and I guess their journal entries, but there's not a lot more other than that. And so, yeah, if you guys like this kind of videos, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, you like this video, and you hit that bell icon right next to the subscribe button, I think it is. It alerts you every time that I upload a video, so if you want to have that, I think that's good. Also, make sure that you go by my Redbubble store. I'm selling all kinds of really cute stuff, and I think that you'll love it, and I think that you'll want to have it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!